killing a police officer is headed to prison for the rest of his life. Alfredo Deleon agreed to a plea deal in order to avoid a trial. Our Michael Gibson was the only reporter inside the courtroom when that deal was reached to punish the man who shot and killed Kingsville Police Sergeant Sherman Benys back in 2021. Here's Michael's exclusive story.
Sir, it's a capital murder. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Guilty. Is that freely and voluntarily given? No one's coerced you or convinced you to plead guilty to this crime? It's on your own free will. Yes.
That was Alfredo Deleon telling State District Judge Jack Polcher that he was guilty of the capital murder of Kingsville Police Sergeant Sherman Benys back in 2021. He stood before the judge, shackled, chained, and also wearing a bulletproof vest. He'd been led into the courthouse under tight security. Mr. Deleon, do you have anything to say? District Attorney John Hubert, along with Deleon and his attorneys, all agreed to the plea deal that will keep the convicted murderer in prison for the rest of his life. Now, there were actually attempted capital murder charges and other crimes that were stacked onto this capital murder case just for good measure.
But we tried to stack the sentences just to make sure that even if the law changes, even if there's some type of court that says no more life without parole, the sentences are still stacked. He needs to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Once the plea agreement was approved by District Judge Jack Polcher, it was then time for the victim impact statements to be heard. Sergeant Benys' wife, Vicky, was the first to face Deleon and let him know that on the day her husband was shot, the Kingsville officer was actually responding to a domestic call at Deleon's family home. Officer Benys was actually trying to protect his killer's family.
We are broken. You took someone from us that we'll never be able to replace. And our lives will never be the same again without him.
Alfredo Deleon was then led from the courtroom and taken back to the county jail. He'll then eventually head to state prison for the rest of his life.
Sherman was a dear friend to myself and many other people in the community. I can tell you that the law enforcement community will never be the same.
In the meantime, the Benys family and their friends are left to try and come to terms over this senseless killing. From Kingsville, Michael Gibson, 3 News.
All right, thanks for that, Michael. Well,